All right, and wrestled all over Canada for the Tunney, Jack Tunney, um, and learned a lot there from Johnny Weaver, Paul Jones, all the old timers. I was lucky enough.
Did Johnny Weaver, did he teach you sleeper hold?
No, that was his pet hold. He didn't teach it to me, but I've
Yeah.
just learned a lot about the inside part of the business.
Yeah.
And was able to wrestle some of the old timers were still in it when I was breaking in, and that was a good thing because I learned a lot of inside stuff from the old timers.
Who were some of the guys?
Paul Jones,
Yeah.
Johnny Weaver, Gene Anderson. There was a guy named Red Dog Larry Lane that was used to wrestle for the Marines. Frank Monty, Don Cornotto, and then of course Jack Jerry Briscoe, and then Ricky Steamboat. He was there too.
Yeah.
And Wahoo McDaniel. Wahoo McDaniel helped me out a lot as far as
Yeah.
teach me the ropes and all that. But yeah, I traveled with all these guys and Ric Flair
Yeah.
and Greg Valentine. Wrestled him a lot. Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson. So just about everybody you name, I have wrestled. Bruiser Brody, the Road Warriors.
Yeah. How were the Road Warriors? Were they real stiff in there?
Oh, the Road Warriors were fairly stiff.
Yeah, because I've heard a lot of stories about them being very
real
stiff.
stiff. I got along with them pretty well.
Yeah.
They didn't really respect a lot of the upcoming guys. They like to beat up on them, but I don't know. They liked me, and we wrestled. I think they appreciated me wrestling, know how to wrestle.
Yeah. Now the Road Warriors, I know they're real tough guys. How were they technically as wrestlers, though?
It wasn't wrestlers.
Yeah, I
They were
didn't
just
think
brawlers.
so. Yeah.
Brawlers, not wrestlers. Big, strong. I mean, they were so daggone strong. Probably the strongest guy I ever wrestled, though, was the Barbarian. This guy was, I wrestled Superstar Billy Graham. I wrestled all the big, strong men guys, and the Barbarian is probably the strongest guy I ever wrestled.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. He was
unbelievable
a
how
beast.
strong this guy was.
Where's he now today?
I know he wrestles in the independent circuit. I'm not sure.
I've never
where
seen
he
him in the
goes.
Carolinas.
I ran into him not too long ago at one of the independent shows, but nice guy, hell of an athlete. He's a Samoan.
Yeah. Yeah,
But he was a strong guy, man. I'm telling you, he was something.
those Samoans are just naturally big and strong.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
But then I met Luthez here at the local Coliseum. He came up and introduced himself to me, and of course I knew who he was. Told me that he could tell I had an amateur background, the way I handled myself in the ring. And he asked me would I like to work out with him sometime. Of course, I was on the road, hardly ever around. Finally, a couple months went by, and we got together here in Norfolk, Virginia, and we worked out at the gym. We rolled around on the mat, and he just liked my style.
Now, up to that point, had you learned any hooks from any of the guys to protect yourself in the ring? I know you had the amateur background to protect yourself, but had you learned any hooks in the process?
I was thrown to the wolves, really.
Yeah.
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 I don't think I was ready
Yeah.
for the road.
Yeah.
But they needed new talent,
Yeah.
and I guess they saw something in me that they think I could make it. So,
Yeah.
me personally, I don't think I was ready. I wish they would have done it differently, but you know what? I wouldn't change it now for the world
Yeah.
because I learned a lot. I learned it the hard way. I didn't get handed nothing like these guys do today. It wasn't what you looked like when I broke in. It wasn't if you were on steroids or you had a good tan. All that was bull crap. It
Yeah.
wasn't like that.
You had to be able to fight.
They didn't care.
Yeah.
They didn't care if you had a damn 10 or 22-inch arms. They didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And guys like Sandy Scott was promoting. Johnny Weaver was a booker. Ernie Ladd. All them guys, they wanted some tough guys.
Oh, yeah. How about Jim Crockett? How would Jim Crockett as far as?
Jim Crockett was a nice guy. I never had a problem with him. He gave me good payoffs. He kind of let the old guys handle the young guys. He really didn't get involved with us that much.
Yeah.
He would take Ole and Gene Anderson's word for it.
Yep.
If they told him that this guy was good to keep booking him, he took their word for it.
Yep.
His main thing was the money makers, the name guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I got a chance to work with all of them. Every star just about you can think of in the '80s.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of TV exposure.
Yeah.
I I got sent to, like I say, Kansas City, wrestled out in the Midwest, all over the Midwest. Wrestled
Because it was still territories at that time,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And the territory, the NWA had various territory. Now, were you on WTBS
I was
at
on
that time?
WTBS.
Yeah.
I was on television in Florida, and all the way up to Philadelphia,
Yeah.
West Virginia.
Yeah. That was the old one. That was before they were they on Peachtree Street in Atlanta at that time for the television tapings.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, on Peachtree, the little one, the smaller
Yep,
arena.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that one had a nice feel to it.
But
Yeah.
you know, it was tough. And then, like I say, I met Lou. He saw me wrestle, and he talked to me in the locker room. And we finally got together after a few months, and met at his house, and we talked, and we ended up working out with each other wrestling. And he told me, he said, you know, you got some talent that sometimes promoters don't appreciate because you don't have a gimmick.
Yeah.
I wasn't a gimmick guy.
What was your gimmick? You had no gimmick whatsoever,
I had no gimmick whatsoever. I would just go out there and I'd wrestle.
and you went under your real name.
Went under, never changed my name.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Did they ever
Lou respected that?
Did they ever try to get you to do a gimmick?
One time they wanted to put a mask on me.
Yeah.
And I did wear a mask for a short time, but that was independent, not with the NWA. And there's a reason I did that. I put a mask on so I could work independent from my bookings from the NWA.
NWA, yeah.
So I was working
two different companies. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And finally they caught wind of it, you know, and just kind of just told me, look, don't do that. That's outlaw, what they call outlaw groups.
Yeah.
So, you know, but anyway, Lou told me that he thinks with a little bit of work, and he could show me some of his stuff and work with me, that he could get me booked in Japan because he liked my style. He said, "This, you are somebody they're looking for."
It was more conducive to Japan.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
Did you ever wrestle Roddy Piper?
knew Roddy Piper, never wrestled him.
Okay.
Knew him very well.
The reason I ask is because, you know, in the book we talk about, we have this pro wrestling section, we talk a lot about shooters, and Gene LaBelle speaks very highly of Roddy Piper as a shooter.
Yes, Roddy Piper could box. He could wrestle. He was a tough guy. He was a legit tough guy.
Oh yeah.
But I traveled with him. Matter of fact, I was with him when he busted his eardrum. Him and Greg Valentine were wrestling in Greenville, South Carolina, at Memorial Auditorium. Greg Valentine busted his ear, and I was with him that night.
Yeah.
But he was a tough guy, Roddy Piper. Sure.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna stop and then restart it, and I'm gonna ask you who you feel are the best shooters of your era in professional wrestling in America, and then we're gonna talk more about Japan.